Hi everybody, welcome to my channel, welcome to my second ever video. If you haven't seen my first video, do go and check it out. My name is Jenny and my videos are all about what I grow on my allotment, what I grow in my garden at home, and a little bit about what I do with some of the food that I grow. I'm at my allotment now. I've brought my tape measure with me, so I'm just going to have a look and a quick measure up and see where I can potentially put some raised beds. I do have some wood at home that I have already measured up, so I'm just going to try and gauge where the best places are to put them. I'm also just going to have a look around, check everything's in order, see if anything needs some water. We have had some rain, but to be honest, I don't think it's probably been enough. So I'll get on with that. That's going to be my first job. My potatoes are looking fine. However, a lot of them are starting to collapse. I don't know if that's normal, or I don't know if there's just been an animal, maybe a fox or a cat has just come and kind of rested in the middle. I also did wonder that when I was earthing them up, I used compost and perhaps I didn't compact it hard enough and it's just not really offered enough support. I'm not sure, but most of the flowers have gone over and are dropping off, so I think that's a sign that the potatoes they're coming along, so I don't think it'll be too long till I start to harvest them. These butterflies are so persistent, I'll give them that. They're not giving up. They're like, yes, it might be October, but I don't care. So anybody that watched my first video will know that I planted some autumn planting peas, and I've just found the tag for them and they're called Winter Pea Twinkle, perfect for autumn planting. And I have to say, they're doing really well. I bought them as little plug plants at a garden centre and there was a big sign there saying plant these out now. So I did, but I'm not sure if they're doing a little too well. So what I mean by that is they are growing, and not only are they growing, they are flowering. And we are now in October. In fact, I think pretty much every plant is flowering. So what does that mean? Does that mean that I need to cut the flowers off so none of the energy goes into producing peas that will probably never survive, I guess, because the weather will just be too cold? Or do I leave them and fleece them, or do I cut the flowers off and fleece them? Does anybody know? I was not expecting them to flower, so any advice would be greatly appreciated. Look at these pumpkins, aren't they amazing? These belong to my allotment plot neighbour. That is huge. There's another one over there, and then one over there. There's a few smaller ones dotted about as well. But I imagine he'll be picking these soon. Definitely want to grow some for next year. I've given everything a really good water, and actually I think the potatoes were really thirsty. So we'll see. It might be now that they actually perk up a bit and they were just super thirsty. We will see. I'm now going to get my tape measure and have a little measure around the allotment, sort of my part of the allotment, and see what size beds I might be able to fit in. I found some wood at home. I've got some old scaffolding planks that's just been sat around for ages. I've measured those up and I'm going to see what I can do, where I can fit things in, and potentially where would be the best place to put a shed. I really want to have a shed here. It would be so nice to have my watering cans, trowel, a little strimmer, just all sorts of things that I can leave here and lock up, and I don't need to worry about bringing them. At the moment I have to think, do I need some string? Do I need to bring some canes? And I will always, it's inevitable, I forget something every single time. So it would be so nice to have a shed. I also would love to have a water butt attached to it, so I can have some guttering around the roof to collect some rainwater, which, although it is lovely, we have a beautiful little stream and we collect our water with a bucket, but it is time consuming, and to be honest, sometimes I feel like I'm going to fall in. Especially if it's a bit slippery. So it would be nice to have another option for water. We may have something else maybe in place at some point that's sort of a bit more suitable, but for now that's just what we have. It is what it is. But if I can get a shed and some guttering and a water butt, that would be good. So typically it's just started raining, so I'm going to head home, but that's okay because I've done some measuring and I think I've figured it all out. I will at some point have a couple of smaller beds just here on the end of my strip, but for now the focus will be having everything over at the other side. So the plot next to my raspberries, I'll move the composter probably to the other side. I'll have a bed there, one next to it, and then this dead space over here, sorry about the traffic, is where I'll put my shed. I have made a quick call already to the parish council, which is the branch of the council that own and run the allotment, and I've got permission to go ahead, put a shed in here, and actually just to tuck it in so it's not interfering with the entrance to the allotment, to just take away a little bit of the hedge. So that would be there, and I'll have a door that opens up onto the allotment down there. So I'm going to head home now and maybe even get started. I'm back home. It's actually the next day. When I left the allotment yesterday, it started pouring with rain and it did not stop all day. Today, it's a lot better. There's no rain, there's a little bit of sun, but we do have some high winds. We've got Storm Amy due to hit. So I'm going to see how much work I can get done building some of the beds, chopping up some wood just before it gets way too windy. So I've cut all of the wood. The planks are about 6 by 4 feet. So I've cut them up so they're easier to transport over to the allotment. So I'm going to take them over now and then get them screwed up at the allotment. So I've brought all of the wood to the allotment, but I just need to move the compost bin. But I'm a little bit nervous because it looks like something has dug into it. There's definitely a hole there. So I need to roll it over onto its side, try and keep all of the contents in and move it. But I'm a little bit scared that there's a family of something in there that I'm about to uncover. So I'm not entirely sure what I was thinking when I said that I'd just be able to tip the compost bin over and try and keep the contents inside, because obviously there's no bottom, and as you can see everything just fell out. So I thought, well, maybe if I just shovel it all back in, and then I'll be able to just roll the compost bin over to its new location, the other side of the plot. At this point, I realised that probably wasn't going to work because just turning it, everything was just falling out again. And there is actually a little slot on the side of the compost bin anyway, which things were falling out. I then decided to fill up the wheelbarrow instead and transport the empty composter to its new home and then refill it again. I did toy with the idea of just putting the compost straight onto the area where I was putting the new bed, but to be honest, although it was composting well, I don't think it was composted enough to not be just too appealing to wildlife who would come and dig it all up. So I just stuck it back in the composter. Done it. I'm so proud of myself. It is done. I don't know how long it's taken. I thought, it'll be a quick half an hour job. I'm not sure where my phone is. I'm not wearing my watch, so I've lost all sense of time, but I feel like I've been here a few hours. So it's done. I'm so pleased. I'm not going to do anything else with it now. I'm itching to get home. I might go and grab some radishes because I think lunchtime has been and gone. Head home and have a well-deserved cup of tea, I think. Right, let's have a look, see if there's anything I can grab. There you go, there's a big one there. Let's get a few. I'll just see while I'm here if there's any carrots that come up easily. I haven't got my trowel or anything. Oh, yes. Oh, that is a very cute little baby carrot. There we go. I know they're not fully ready yet, but I do love when they're all small like this. This is a bigger one. And actually this is a good way of thinning them out because I didn't thin them out at all when they were seedlings, so Actually, if you do it now, you're not just throwing them away, but you're getting to eat the ones that would have been discarded. There's one there. Can I get it? Yes. There we go. Right. I think I'll have those just raw as part of my lunch. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here, for watching. Anybody that watched my first video, thank you so much. Thank you for the likes. Thank you to the subscribers, all of the lovely comments I had. To be honest, it's just absolutely blown my mind. I didn't know if I'd even get a handful of people even watch the video, let alone like it, and people subscribe. So I'm just, so chuffed. Thank you so much for all of your support. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please like it, please subscribe if you think that you might want to stick around, and I will see you all very soon. Thank you, take care, bye. Mwah.